Yes, lads, welcome back to the channel. Today we have got another Premier League review. What a weekend it was. Some absolutely mental results in there. So much to get into, so let's get into it. Of course, 5 games in more detail, and then we'll have a look at the other games as well in a bit less detail. But yeah, as I say, massive results this weekend. Let's get into this. Up first, we're going to go for Brighton 2, Manchester City 1. What a result this was for Brighton. And there was a general summary of this game. Manchester City, of course, controlled possession for the majority of the game, but on transition, they looked so ropey at times. And Mitoma and Minter as a duo together, charging forward, they just simply couldn't deal with it. Brighton just looked so good on the counter. As for Man City, they of course had their chances. Erling Haaland, ball comes in from Aït-Nouri. Haaland at the back post, should score. Had one last week as well against Spurs. Aït-Nouri in my FPL team. Haaland was my captain when I saw it. Oh my word. It was a killer. We go again. But realistically, as for Manchester City fans, Erling Haaland, he's got to put that in the back of the net. It's not the easiest header he'll ever have, but he's got to put it in the back of the net for me. Gianluigi Donnarumma has just signed for Manchester City, meaning that the goalkeeper that was in on the weekend, of course, James Trafford, it's a very interesting time for him now. So Donnarumma will, of course, be the number one. James Trafford actually had quite a good game against Brighton. Of course, the mistake last week. Bounced back very well. But realistically, Donnarumma is going to come straight into that side. Trafford, as I say, making a few good saves throughout the game. Not enough to cement himself as the number one or any real competition, if I'm going to be honest. But in terms of the game, Erling Haaland got the first goal. Marmoush, very ratty. Just managed to flick the ball forward. A bit of a scramble pinball. Haaland, a proper poacher's finish this is. This is how he gets so many goals. Onto the loose ball, smashes it in, 1-0 to Manchester City. Matheus Nunes' hand was up in the air, gave away a penalty. It's a clear penalty. And to be honest with you, I think when I look at this, Pep Guardiola, that's why I've gone for Nunes as my flop of the day. Pep Guardiola's got a big decision to make in January, or if it is next summer, if he's still here. Right back is a problem position for them. Rico Lewis, I don't think he's good enough to play right back for Manchester City long term. Matheus Nunes, of course, he's not good enough. They need a right back. Tino Livramento was linked in the summer. It's a bit of a shame they didn't get him because he would really complete that very good Manchester City defence. Right back a problem, but it didn't matter anyway. James Milner stepped up, got his first goal for Brighton. Great penalty, and that made it 1-1. And in the dying moments of the game, of course, Gruda got the finish, complete composure, didn't panic, takes a lovely touch, takes it round James Trafford and puts it in. And yeah, Brighton, what a win this is for them. Minter, Mitoma, those two look superb for them this season. I'm going to actually liken them to Kvaratskhelia from PSG on one side with Mitoma, the other side, Minter, Dembele. Genuinely, that is who they remind me of. They're like a poor man's version of the two. Great result for Brighton. They're going to push on now. Manchester City, where do they go from here? They've got to get some results sorted soon and build a bit of momentum because the last 2 games have been very poor. On now to Liverpool-Arsenal. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. We'll talk about the goal first. Dominic Szoboszlai. We've known that he has these free kicks in his locker. He has a very good highlight reel of these free kicks. And this one was right up there with some of his best. The ball's around about 35 yards out, 30 to 35 yards out. And he places the ball down. And genuinely, from the free kick, it's such a horrible position. Dead centre in the goal. Similar distance, similar style free kick, actually, to David Beckham against Greece all those years ago. And Szoboszlai steps up, wraps it perfectly off the post. David Raya, who has been one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League so far. To be honest, the last 12 months, him and Alisson in particular, unbelievable goalkeepers. No chance with this. The look on his face afterwards, he knew that he was bettered by just one of the best free kicks we'll probably see all season. All credit to Szoboszlai. What a free kick it was. And you know, Liverpool had a few chances, Arsenal had a few chances, but what I want to talk about in this game is Mikel Arteta's tactics, and that's why he's actually down as my flop of the day. Because you go to Anfield, and I know that Anfield is a very difficult place to go and get any points whatsoever, let alone 3. However, going for the title. The reason that Arsenal have finished second for the last few years is because they go to games like this and they don't go for it. You can't sit 11 men behind the ball and win a title. We've seen Jose Mourinho go there, grind out results. It's different. Football has evolved from that. Look at the players that Arsenal have. Eze, Martinelli, Madueke, all of the Gyökeres, all these players that are really, really good in terms of unlocking teams. And the decision for me that really summarises what I'm trying to say here, Marino getting the nod ahead of Odegaard. That from day one shows me you're not here to win this game. Genuinely, Arteta's tactics have let him down. He's got Calafiori, who's a good player on the ball, no disrespect. Timber, the same, but they're not fullbacks. They're not fullbacks. It's too defensive, and I understand Calafiori up against Salah, fine, but it didn't work. Arsenal, they gambled, they got it completely wrong, in my opinion, because you've lost to Liverpool, and Liverpool have now gained 3 points on a title rival. Fair enough if you want to have the first half a little bit cagey, but from that point there, you've got to show more. When Arsenal did show a bit more towards the end of the game, you could see it. Very frustrating to watch Arsenal, who are destined to not win the title again if they keep performing like this in the big games. As for Liverpool, listen, they did all they could really. Arsenal, very defensive. They got a massive 3 points. Defensively, they look very much more solid in comparison to the last few games. They've missed out on Mark Guéhi as of today. That's a big loss for them. Gomez, Kanate, Van Dijk, they're the three that are going to have to do the business. Overall, a great 3 points for Liverpool. Arsenal, they've got to take these games with a different vein and come again with some fresh ideas because it has not worked, plain and simple. Aston Villa now up against Crystal Palace. This was the last game of the weekend and I had to wait all weekend to have my weekend ruined. 3-0 to Crystal Palace on the day. Mateta and Sarr score. I told you before this game, their record against Villa is so good and they've just improved on it. And it was just overall a dismal display from Aston Villa. We'll get on to Crystal Palace in a minute. And I won't go too much in detail into Aston Villa. I've got a video coming on Villa and what's going on and you know, the PSR, SER situation. That's going to come out in the next 7 days from this video now. But in terms of last night, lackluster. At Villa Park, the Fortress haven't lost since September 2024, and then you get turned over by Crystal Palace. And we were fortunate not to lose to Newcastle on the first game as well. Of course, we lost to Brentford in the second game. It's a very dismal time for Aston Villa. Before the game, notable, Emi Martinez decided to pull himself out of the game. He wanted to focus on getting his move away to Manchester United, which today hasn't happened. He's made himself look like a fool. And realistically, he's put himself before the club. Where do we go from here? Did he come back in? Again, I'll save this for the video. I won't go on about it too much. As for the game, no creativity in the final third, lacking in so many areas. Emi Buendia came on at half-time and changed the game in a positive way, just from showing a bit of tenacity. New signing, Gassond, he's going to need time. Marlon looks really quite ineffective at the moment. Of course, Villa have made new signings, but they need more to bolster that attack. Ollie Watkins for me as well. Him and Rodgers, so disappointing so far this season. Something's off about this club. I'm not sure what it is right now, but yeah, it's just a very negative affair. As for Crystal Palace, though, all credit to them. Great 3 points, a great team performance as well. Mark Guéhi, he's proven why he's worth more than 35 million, but he's proven why Liverpool are ready to pay that for him with 1 year left on his deal. Genuinely a phenomenal player, and he proved it. The goal, first and foremost, for a centre-back was superb. A lovely curled finish into the top corner. But his overall general play, he's a marshal at the back, and they're very lucky to have kept him. As for the penalty, of course, it was a penalty. Bizarre, he lunges a leg out. Kamada, I think it was, that goes over the foot, and it's a stonewall penalty. There's no real arguments for it. Mateta steps up, does the iconic celebration after scoring, gets booked for it. I was a little bit surprised the ref did book him for it, but there you go. Mateta, though, got the goal, and then it was Sarr down the other end in the second half. Ball looped over to the far post, a header in at the back post. Pretended to be dead. Not sure what that was about, to be fair. Pretending to be dead, ran over to the Crystal Palace fans, and yeah, it was a great game for them. I don't think they were anything too special in terms of a team performance, if I'm honest. I think Villa made them look a lot better than they were. But yeah, a very tough time for Aston Villa. Hope with Harvey Elliott, Jadon Sancho, that they can raise this team. We need more than that, in my opinion. Crystal Palace, they've kept their man. They've kept Mark Guéhi. They've strengthened. Yeremy Pino looks a live wire as well. Very excited to see what he can do for Palace. Glasner up against Emery. Glasner wins yet again. Will we see Emery break the curse this season? I doubt it. But yeah, all credit to Crystal Palace. Great performance from them. Sunderland 2, Brentford 1. Big game this was. Brentford and Sunderland both looked like they're going to be in that relegation scrap. I mean, Sunderland, even though they've made some great additions, of course, they're still going to be down there. So this was a big game for me. Both teams, they had chances. It was a very open game, backwards and forwards, up and down the pitch. Very exciting to watch. And there was a few moments in the game that really stand out. The first one is going to be Shard's penalty. Wow, what was he doing? So he's obviously doing the Ivan Toney, the stare down, walking up to the penalty, and then he tries to place it in the corner, see where the keeper goes. He got it all wrong, and ultimately it's cost Brentford at least a point here, and a point they can't really afford to spare. So obviously, of course, Brentford today confirmed Wissa has gone. Who's their striker replacement? They already had him. It was a lovely cross from Matara into the middle. He's the Mbeumo replacement clearly, and Thiago, lovely header to get the first goal. We then saw another stupid penalty. We've seen these penalties given all throughout the Premier League and the EFL. Holds onto the man. It's a stupid one from Rico Henry. He's cost his team here. Up steps Enzo Lefebvre. Slots it away nicely. 1-1. We've got a game on our hands. It's backwards and forwards here up until the 96th minute. Granit Xhaka, a wonderful ball. Isidore on the end of it. Makes it 2-1 to Sunderland, and it was just a great game for Sunderland to go on and get those 3 points, especially after starting so well. That loss to Burnley really sort of just, derailed any of the confidence they had going. They didn't let it faze them. They've come into this game. They've got 3 points. That is how you grind to stay in this league. So, yeah, Sunderland absolutely smashed it so far. 2-1 winners against Brentford. Let's see if their away form is going to be their stifling point. Are Brentford going to be okay? They're showing more signs than I thought they would. Keith Andrews, big job on his hands, but started relatively well. Manchester United now up against Burnley. Big game this for United. Needed to respond. They needed to respond well after that loss to Grimsby in the week, in the cup. An absolute shocker for the club as a whole. Amorim, was he going to walk after this game regardless? So much negativity once again surrounding Old Trafford so early into the season. And it started quite well. They were very much the better side on top, but of course we knew Burnley would be dangerous on the counter. As for the first goal, relatively unlucky. The ball gets headed off the bar, back at Josh Cullen, off his back and in. Barely goes over the line as well. Dubravka claws it away, but the referee looks at the watch. Manchester United, as I say, on top at the start of the game, definitely deserved the goal. Realistically, it's not about how they go in. As long as they do, I don't think anyone in that stadium cared how it went in. It was the perfect start to the game. 1-0, get their tails up, push on from here and try and get 3 or 4. But it just didn't quite happen. Burnley are showing everyone that they can score. It was a slick move, finished by Lyle Foster. And all of a sudden, it was game on. So unexpectedly as well. But Manchester United, again, leaky in defence, in particular the goalkeeper position. They strengthened today in Sam Lammons. Is this the signing they needed? Personally, I think Emi Martinez was a better signing for them. This is another risk, another goalkeeper coming in that's not Premier League vetted and qualified. We'll have to see how he gets on. He's got big weights on his shoulders. The pressure is so high for the Manchester United new goalkeeper. Before the game, though, I did predict that Mbeumo was going to get his goal, and he did. Of course, he scored against Grimsby, but this is the one that he'll want to get. The first Premier League goal. A typical Mbeumo goal, lingering at the back post. Side foot finish into the goal. Nice and simple. Not much to say on that one. 2-1 to United. And at this point here, again, you're just expecting them to take the game by the scruff of the neck, go and get the third goal. But again, they were unable to do so. And it was actually Bayandir at fault for this one. Weak goalkeeping. He's just simply got to do better. Flaps at it, can't quite get it out. And ultimately, again, at this point here, it very nearly cost Manchester United 2 points. It was just, a mistake after mistake. He's got to sort it out. They left it late to get the winner. It was a penalty. Another one of these stupid penalties given. Jadon Anthony, what are you doing? I don't know why he's even trying to tug and grab at the shirt. Realistically, it's a penalty all day long. Bruno Fernandes picks the ball up. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a very telling moment in this season. He slots the ball away very nicely. You could see the relief in the celebration, just knowing that realistically, he has to score this penalty. He has to. The manager's future is on the line. If you care for the manager, you've got to score this penalty. And he did. And in all fairness to the Manchester United players, this is a poor result in the grand scheme of things. Burnley, this is a team you should be turning over. We saw Tottenham do it already. They don't care. As long as they get the win, That's all that matters at this point. So yeah, Manchester United 3, Burnley 2. Some encouraging signs from Burnley. Manchester United though, 3 points, as I say, that's all they will care about. Just get points on the board. As for the rest of the Premier League then, it was Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. Very, very controversial VAR calls in this game. I'm thinking about doing a VAR series where we just do some short form content on VAR and those big decisions. So that might be coming soon. So I won't go too much into it, but realistically, a very, very dark moment for the Premier League in terms of these VAR calls. It does feel like the Big Six do get more. I'm not going to accuse referees of Big Six bias or anything like that. But I mean, goodness me, you can't help but feel it after decisions like that are made. Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. What a result this is for Bournemouth. After losing 4 out of 5 of their previous defenders last season to go to Spurs, keep a clean sheet, but also play really well. It was Evan Nilsson that got the goal, but there was other moments as well. Semenyo hitting the woodwork. Again, in my FPL team. It doesn't matter though. Semenyo hitting the woodwork. Great strike from him in that regard. But Bournemouth, they're looking the real deal. Tottenham, disappointing from them. They've started so well. That win against Manchester City has now realistically corrected itself. Wolves 2, Everton 3. A bit of a thriller this one, but Everton getting all 3 points. Jack Grealish, the name on everyone's lips. Keenan Dewsbury Hall as well. He's having a fantastic start to life at Everton. And there is this general feel-good feel about Everton at the moment. Not so much for Wolves. They've kept Strand Larsen, but realistically, a few things they need to iron out. Everton, they'll be delighted. They've got Villa next as well, the team that haven't scored a goal yet. So Everton, favourites for that one. Favourites for this one as well against Wolves, and they got the job done and delivered. Leeds 0, Newcastle 0. Very interesting one here. I had goals in this and there were absolutely none. Newcastle will be disappointed to go to Leeds and not get the job done. They've got reinforcements up front now. That's what they will care about mostly. They'll also get Joe Linton back as well, hopefully, for the next game. So yeah, they'll put this down to realistically not being fully set up and ready yet for the season. Losing Anthony Gordon, of course, to the red card. So yeah, I'm expecting them to come back full strength. As for Leeds, this is a very good point against a very good side. So Leeds will be happy. Newcastle won't care too much that they haven't won. A draw against Leeds, listen, we'll take it. Both will just move on now. And for, as I say, for Leeds, though, this is a great point. Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham 3. What a result this was for West Ham. Who saw it coming? Not me. Graham Potter, in the space of a week, has gone from being the face, edited onto dictators and all sorts of horrible people, to now guiding his side to 3-0 winners. A great team performance. Paqueta, of course, did the celebration when he scored the penalty to basically say, Villa, see you later. I'm staying at West Ham. Personally, I was a little bit, I feel like he'd already agreed personal terms apparently. So how much he wanted to stay? Could they agree the finances? Whatever. As a West Ham fan, you must be delighted. The badge kiss in particular. Lucas Paqueta here to stay. Graham Potter, is he here to stay? Is he proving that he can take this side forward? Forest, they'll be back. A poor game. Just a poor game. I don't think there's much more to say on Forest there. They'll lick their wounds. They'll come back after the international break. Well, that is the end of the Premier League review. So we have got some big content coming in the next week. As I've already said, I'm going to have an Aston Villa video out specifically to talk about them, what's going on in terms of PSR and SCR. I'll feature a few different clubs as well. Forest, Newcastle, even though they've spent a lot of money, there still feels like something's going on. As well as that, we've also got, I will be ranking all 20 Premier League teams to see how their transfer window has gone. That's going to be a big video. There's going to be a few surprises in there as well, because I think some teams have really had a good window. As well as that, of course, international break is here. I have got my early England World Cup squad going out this week. So make sure you check out that to see who I'd take on the plane with the circumstances of today. I'm going to do the video again at the end of the season and compare and see who's in and who's not. So as I say, big content coming this week. I'm very excited. So if you are enjoying the content, drop a like, give me a comment, let me know what I can do better. If you are enjoying it, let me know also. So please do subscribe as well, get the bell on, and as always, I will see you on the next one.